Welcome to the Staying Ageless podcast, a show that will equip you with the major keys to achieve extraordinary longevity. This is your girl, Esosa E, also known as Raw Girl. I am a certified nutrition specialist and board certified coach. And today on the show, we'll be talking about the benefits of incorporating juices and smoothies into your life and into your diet, child. To get this longevity party started, we are going to chat with our special guest for today, Nedra Bryant. She is the author of the book Sips of Wellness and owner of Nedra's Faithful Kitchen. I am so grateful to have each and every one of you tuning into the show from all over the world. Shout out to listeners in the UAE, Europe, Africa, the USA. God bless you all, even Australia. Thank you guys. If today's show inspires you, I'm inviting you to go ahead and subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. It means the world to me to get feedback, so any reviews are much appreciated. All right. Well, before we get into the next segment, let me tell you about the supplement that turned the one white hair that was in my middle of my head back to its original color. You know, I'm always on the hunt for the best natural ways to slow aging, boost longevity and vitality. Well, let me put you on to one of my favorite supplements in my longevity stack. It's called spermidine. Okay, spermidine is a powerhouse compound, plant compound that supports cellular renewal, mitochondrial functioning, and longevity. Basically, it helps keep your body feeling youthful from the inside out. And the best way to get it is Primeadine. Primeadine is a premium, high-quality spermidine supplement. I take it every single day. I love it. It comes in both regular and gluten-free. I get the gluten-free one. And the most exciting part of it about it for me is that it actually activates autophagy. And what is autophagy? Well, if you listen to the show, you probably know that autophagy is the gangsta cleanup of dead cells that happens naturally in your body. And that process can get messed with over time. In some certain disease states like Alzheimer's, actually autophagy stops working altogether. But autophagy is amazing because whenever we fast, we activate autophagy. Now, spermidine activates it without you even fasting. So when you take this supplement, you get the benefits of fasting without fasting. It's amazing. I usually take it overnight because I feel like it's great that, I'm not consuming any food during that time, and it's kind of like a little cellular rest. And then also I do find that it does help improve my sleep a little bit. All right. So the exciting part is that we are giving away one free bottle to a lucky listener of Primeadine. But if you don't want to wait, you can grab yours now at oxfordhealthspan.com and use my code RAWGIRL15 for 15% off. You don't want to sleep on this, y'all. Your cells will thank you if you begin to use Primeadine on a regular basis. And if you want to get in the running to get that free bottle of Primeadine, all you have to do is email support@therawgirl.com. Let us know how this podcast has changed your life. Tell us what your top 3 episodes are and what benefits you got from listening to this podcast over time. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to select a winner, and I cannot wait to send you your supplement. All right. If you are ready to change your health, transform your health, reach those body goals in 2025, y'all need to come see us at Staying Ageless Coaching, okay? I am the founder of Staying Ageless Coaching, where we help women reverse chronic conditions and hormonal imbalances naturally so they can live their best, healthiest lives. We've got a lot going on. Whether you're looking to lose stubborn weight, heal chronic conditions, or simply level up your wellness, we can help you. We now also offer personalized wellness coaching. We have amazing wellness coaches. We have Tamara, who's a naturopathic doctor. We have Nedra Brown, who is a holistic wellness coach who has 10 years of experience. And we have Lulu, our fitness coach. And all of these women are exceptionally trained. They're ready to go and ready to support you on your journey. The goal will be to tackle any diet hurdles you have, boost your energy, and also create lasting lifestyle changes. And of course, if you need more structure and accountability, to reach your fitness goals, you can join our Body Goals Challenge, okay? The Body Goals Challenge is amazing. It's launching February 23rd for 2 months. You're going to get weekly workouts delivered in our Staying Ageless coaching app, habit tracking to stay on course, weekly 30-minute coaching calls with our fitness expert. You'll also get a Body Goals meal planner with recipes. And we're giving out really amazing prizes to the 3 top winners. So the first, second, and third place winner of the Body Goals Challenge are going to get amazing prizes. First place is going to get a cannoli juicer, the interactive juice book from Nedra Bryant. They'll also get 2 bottles of Primatine, the True Moringa Glow Up gift set, and Moringa powder. Child, it doesn't get no better than that. It's amazing. And for any woman out there who's dealing with perimenopause or menopause, Staying Ageless 40 Plus is back and in full effect. It's starting March 9th. We shifted the date a little bit. And this 8-week program designed to activate dynamic women like you will establish lasting rituals that radically transform your overall health, beauty, and energy so that you can have the bandwidth to live your best life professionally and personally within 60 days or less, child. Okay? You're also going to be following my Ageless 40 Plus protocol. And the purpose of that protocol is to help you increase your energy and support healthy and symptom-free perimenopause and menopause. I have helped a lot of women get rid of hot flashes, get rid of night sweats, get rid of some of the unsavory symptoms that are coming with their perimenopause and menopause transition. And also have helped women support themselves so that they can have a better menopause experience. So whichever camp you fall in, we're here for you. Last but not least at all, if you are a woman struggling with horrible periods, fibroids, endometriosis, PCOS, infertility, or any other hormonal imbalance, we've had adenomyosis, there's so many, okay? Come see us at the Hormone Balancing Academy, all right? Me and my team can help you approach your hormonal imbalances and hormonal challenges from a holistic perspective. Don't take my word for it at all. Go visit our website, stayingagelesscoaching.com, and listen to the countless testimonials of women whose fibroids have shrunk, women who have reversed symptoms of endometriosis, PCOS, incessant heavy bleeding. And we've also helped women who get pregnant, who have been trying for years and years using other methods like IVF. If you or someone you know are interested in reaching your hormonal health goals with support this year, visit stayingagelesscoaching.com and sign up for a free 20-minute call, and a member of our team will chat with you and help you find the exact right program for you. We're looking forward to helping you live your best and healthiest life in 2025. All right. Y'all ready? Okay. It is time for our guest, okay? Nedra Bryant is author of Sips of Wellness, an interactive book full of smoothies and juices to nurture your body well. She's had over 22 years of leadership experience wearing many hats across a variety of industries, from shift lead to department supervisor, HR manager to corporate trainer, and district manager, overseeing people and properties. She's developed a strong foundation in team leadership operations and delivering results. Growing up in Queens, New York, she was surrounded by a rich tapestry of diverse cuisines, which sparked her lifelong love for cooking. Over the years, her kitchen has become a place of creativity, experimentation, where she creates meals that nourish the body and the soul. In 2020, she founded Nedra's Faithful Kitchen, a brand born out of her desire to inspire others to live healthy, faith-filled lives. At Nedra's Faithful Kitchen, she focuses on promoting a healthy lifestyle through fresh juices, smoothies, clean eating, and quality kitchen gadgets and cookware. Her mission is to help others learn how to steward their bodies well, make mindful choices that enhance their health, and support their life's purpose. I'm super, super, super excited to have Nedra on the podcast. Without further ado, let's get into this interview, shall we? Hi, Nedra. Welcome to Staying Ageless. I'm so excited to have you on the podcast today.
I'm excited to even be here. Thank you for having me.
No problem. So I really wanted you on today because of your amazing book. Um, but before we get into that, I kind of want to talk about, I'm always curious about people's wellness journey. Like, what is the thing that made them have an aha moment? Like, hey, I need to get myself together. So if
Mhm.
you could talk a little bit about like what led you into considering wellness in the first place, that would be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. My journey started probably my mid-20s. I saw my body changing. I had a really bad acne, and I've always been an athlete. So basically seeing my body change from probably really slim to, filling out, my body filling out, I was like, I need to do something because just being an athlete wasn't doing it. And my mom actually was the one who introduced me to green smoothies because she said that I need to get more vegetables in my diet because I wasn't eating hardly any vegetables. My journey started off with green smoothies. I got used to those. I enjoyed them. That was like the first thing I consumed in the morning. And then gradually I started implementing things like brown rice and steamed cooked vegetables, less red meat, more fish and chicken. And it just gradually progressed from there. And then eventually I saw myself juicing a lot as well. But I also saw my body change in my 30s, right? So now I'm dealing with things like arthritis, which was caused from me being an athlete majority of my life and not taking care of my body. So I'm dealing with that inflammation. Now, how do I tackle inflammation? Now I'm Googling the different foods and fruits and vegetables that actually aid in, helping the inflammation. So that's pretty much how my journey started. And I ended up falling in love with it. My palate started to change. My taste palette started to change. And, I saw my body changing as well. I saw my skin clearing up because the acne was horrible from a teenager. So that's basically how it started.
Yeah, I thought it was so interesting when we met how similar sort of the beginning part of your journey was. Mine was very much like I had really bad acne. Okay. I remember, and I was modeling at the time in New York. Like, I remember I was on a Essence magazine shoot, and the editor came up, girl, and she was like, we're going to have to do something about that. And it was just like so. I was like, oh God, like it was just so bad. I was like, I need to do something about my skin. And then I was also having other symptoms like chronic fatigue. Um, yeah, I was just tired all the time. I was addicted to sugar. And then I found this couple in Harlem that did raw foods, and I took a class with them, and they were like, yeah, you're nutritionally deficient. That's what's going on with your skin, and your colon needs to clean out. And I was like, what is my colon? I mean, it was a whole thing. It was just a whole awakening where I was like very confused about why no one told me most of this information about my body. Yeah. Where were you getting the information from? So your mom first told you, but then when did you start? You started just what, Googling or something?
I
Or
started doing research. I started getting books. And I started doing a lot of internet research. And especially my research really started when my aunt was diagnosed with diabetes. I remember that happened. And I was like, no, but we can change that. That was my thought process. We can change that. And she lived in Alabama at that time. So I would spend some of my summers down there. And I remember going down there. I was a young adult. I started to cook for her. We started to decrease her sugar intake and just cook more vegetables and different things like that. So I would really use the internet for a lot of things, and I would get books on how do you decrease the sugar cravings because she was consuming a lot of sugar.
right,
Mountain Dews, that was her favorite.
right,
So I'm
right.
like, hey, Auntie, we can't do any more Mountain Dews, right? So yeah, that's
Whenever I think about Mountain Dew now or Coke, I'm like, I think of them as cleaning materials. But anyway,
it is. It is.
so, okay, so how did we, so you kind of had some introductions there, then you had some health crises there, so you were introducing your own diet. What then leads you to like even consider start compiling these things? I feel like for a lot of people who just come to the awareness of the power of their food, they realize once they come to that awareness, they realize that whatever it is I'm dealing with, there is something in nature that I can consume that will assist me, right? So you almost kind of compile your own nature's pharmacy. You make your own little pharmacy. And for you, it was like the juices and the smoothies.
Yeah.
But at what point did it shift from, hey, I'm gonna deal with my own problems to now I want to like spread the word to everybody?
I think that happened when I started seeing a lot of my family members sick. Then
Mm,
eventually I had an uncle that was diagnosed with diabetes, also
mhm.
hypertension, my
Mm,
father, my mom, just different things. I just started to see, and I'm like, no, we can tackle this. We can get rid of this, right? We just got to
right.
change the way we're eating. And I come from the South, like, so my family's roots are Southern roots. We're used to the mac and cheese, right? The potato salad with all that mayo in it, the fried chicken, or the peach cobbler. So those are comfort foods that we're used to.
Right. Right.
I did try to kind of alter the comfort foods at times, but I needed to just go on a different path, a different journey.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, for me, I find that people there's an emotional attachment to food. So when people grow up a certain way, eating certain kinds of things, they need them sometimes. And
Yeah.
so for me, I always want to recognize the cultural sensitivities and, preferences of people and just try to change the ingredients that they're using to hopefully make it a little bit healthier. Like I make Nigerian dishes, but I don't put meat in the dishes. I put a lot more vegetables. I use other things. You know what I mean? But I still eat a goosey soup every now and then because I want it, child.
Yeah.
I want it. So I do think that even when you come from, so healthy background of eating, it is possible to find some creative ways to change around ingredients and stuff as well. Because like, you don't need that much butter or that much sugar, or you could change how make something sweet. So just small change. Okay. Can you talk about how or if your faith played a role at all in this transition or in this like way of changing your lifestyle?
I think my faith played a role later on in my journey. Yeah, that's because I didn't even see a connection before with my faith and healthier eating or just living well until maybe a couple of years ago, maybe about 3 years ago. And I think what shifted for me is I would see so many people in the church sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a believer of healing powers, like God's healing powers. I'm a true believer of that. But I also started hearing things like, I've been healed of diabetes or hypertension. And then I would see people go back to the same foods that actually they were healed already. And they went back to the same foods that caused them to be in the situation that they're currently in.
Right.
And it didn't align to me. So I started to evaluate myself as well. You know,
Right.
when the Bible speaks about your body being a temple of the Holy Spirit, like what does that really mean? Like our body is not ours. And I started to really evaluate that for myself. Like, Lord, like what am I consuming that is toxic, that is harmful to the body that you've created that is not mine? And,
Mm,
now we're very aware due to social media of those different toxins, right? So
right.
it's no hiding it. It's all out in the open. Now it's like, well, what are you going to do about it? Are we going to continue consuming those things?
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah,
I grew up going to Pentecostal churches and spent a lot of time in the church. And I always thought it was, I mean, I've been vegan since I was 13. And so people always, I was hazed by the Nigerians who were like, girl, what are you doing? Like, you want this oxtail or whatever. And then, in church environments, I remember always having this market thing in my mind where people were like, oh, I'm praying for my grandmother and she's got diabetes. And I'm praying for my uncle and he's got hypertension. And I'm praying for this person. They got CKD, they got chronic kidney disease. And then the buffet after the service is literally all of the foods that
that
cause
we,
those things. And I'm like, y'all serious? I literally was like, y'all are not serious.
yeah,
So for me, I think, and I've had so many supernatural healing experiences as well as general, healing from prayer and stuff like that. But I've had supernatural healing experiences where like I started with one thing and then it was gone. I've walked into a church with a sprained ankle and walked out walking. I've had
Same here.
multiple things like this where it's happened to me. But I think that there is, when you have those experiences, you're like, wow, God is a healer. It's amazing. But he also helps those that help themselves as well, too. There is a capacity of, like you said, of, I think when we talk about honoring our body temple, I feel like a lot of people think about other things besides food for some reason. It's really just more so like, abstain from sex or
Hmm.
abstain from something, you know what I mean? Abstain. But there's different types of food. There's spiritual food that's toxic. There's, physical food that's toxic. But I think we miss out on the physical food that's toxic a lot,
Yeah.
where people kind of like omit that. It's like, oh no, everything's fine. I can still drink Coke. You know what I mean? And then go to a prayer meeting. But I think that's because some people are very unaware or just haven't been awakened yet to how much what you eat influences your spiritual capacity, your mental, your thoughts, not just how you look physically. Because, we've all heard the saying, you are what you eat.
Yeah.
But it's more than that. It's like, when you change someone's diet who is in a very violent or crazy environment, you can change how they behave in that environment, how they interact with people. And this has been proven by research and everyone knows this, right? So it's just, I have always been like, okay, wouldn't it be great if there was this understanding as well in church environments that your body as a temple also means we need to honor God by eating real food, the food he
Yeah.
created. And there's a lot of things that he didn't create that people are eating. And then they're like, oh, well, why am I getting sick? And then they're trying to like pray that away instead of taking up some discipline as well. And I really feel
Discipline.
like you said, I think, like you said, like, yes, he's a healer, but are you going to also, and you can ask, because the Lord will also show people, a lot of times will show people like, hey, you need some more discipline in this area. You need to put that down. You need to stop eating that particular
Hmm.
thing. You know what I mean? In funny ways, if you ask and if you pray about it. But most people don't pray about, should I be consuming certain things? They just eat whatever they want.
I I I can attest to that because I was also addicted to sugar. I have my times, and I realized I had no discipline, and that aligns with faith as well. Where's the discipline? We incorporate discipline in other areas of our lives. Right? People speak about financial discipline, financial security, and different things like that. But what about the discipline when it has to do with us consuming things that we shouldn't? I'll sit on a couch and eat a whole pint of ice cream and just
Yeah.
continue and continue. Bag of chips. I don't even keep snacks unless it's just fruit. I don't keep, because I
Right.
know myself, right? So if I
Right.
keep
Right.
the bag of chips, I'm going to consume the entire bag. There's no stopping when it comes to certain things for me. So I just
Right.
rather not even have it or not even have it in my home for that kind of temptation because I have no discipline in that area at times.
Right.
But the more I dive into my health journey, the easier it is for me. I have much more discipline now.
Yeah, yeah. And I've heard different arguments, but I think it's more nuanced than just a black and white argument. I have doctor friends who believe in only eating plant-based and they use, the Bible, especially Genesis as their sort of basis. But then the Bible also says that everything that was created is great, right? In another
Permissible.
place. But
Mm-hmm.
then it also shows you examples like Daniel, right?
Like
So
Daniel.
it's interesting because there's all these, it's saying that well, it's not all bad if God created it, but again, real food, because they didn't have no Cheez-Its, okay,
No
in the Bible
Cheez-Its.
days,
No
right?
Cheez-Its. And
Did
no
they have
Takis.
Cheez-Its,
And no
Deidre? I don't think
Takis.
they didn't have no Takis. They didn't have no Cheez-Its. They didn't have none of that
No,
stuff.
no,
So
no.
is that food? Is that it? Can we say that that is food that he was calling good? I don't think so,
No.
in my opinion, because now we've gone into a lab situation where people are influencing, colors and flavors and all of those things, right? So I feel like the nuance for me, live a Daniel lifestyle. People are like, oh, I'm doing a Daniel fast. I'm like, I live a Daniel lifestyle. They're like, what does that mean? It means I eat like Daniel 24/7.
Yeah.
And it works for me. Now that may not work for everybody. And I don't think that the reason why I think that there's nuance is because the Bible does say that everything is good or goes through that scripture. I should have written it down.
Permissible. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything is permissible. I should have written down that scripture so I could read it. But basically the nuance is it real food? I think that's the nuance for our current age, because we live in an age now where so many things have been tampered that if you were completely unaware and just eating things and thinking that it's, whatever it is, that it's great, you can get yourself into a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Now, they've done scientific studies even too, where you pray over water and you can change the way that it's formed. You pray over food, it changes. So yes, you could pray over your food and pray there, whatever.
But we're praying over the McDonald's. We're praying over the Burger King. We're praying over a lot of
Can we
dead
really
things.
pray over McDonald's? Like, you can't be like, it don't age. It's
And asking the Lord to make it nourishing to our bodies. Like, yeah.
At
And
least start out with the material that's a little bit better to start with. Like, because if you're praying over the McDonald's, it's kind of like, I can't
I
help
know.
you.
It's like,
I don't.
yeah. I actually wrote about Daniel in my book because, Daniel, he asked, he said, I don't want to eat the king's food. And he asked, can he eat his own way? And he basically did. And he only ate vegetables and drank water, right? And he proved that he was smarter, right? He had more mental clarity than anyone else. He was stronger. He was glowing. It said he was glowing. Him and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, all of them were glowing. So it was proven that, obviously Daniel's lifestyle and the way of it living, it works. We need to eliminate some of these things, dead things out of our diets. And I'm not saying, no, you can't eat meat, even though I did drop meat the last month and a half. And I feel great. But what I'm saying is eat more living things. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So let's talk about the book, Sips of Wellness. So what made you decide to create the book?
Yeah. So, I actually started 10 years ago. 10 years ago, God told me, I need you to start writing a book, right?
10 years ago is when you actually got told to write a
So
book?
when he told me, when he placed the idea, he instructed me
Girl.
to start writing because I know, disobedience. I enjoy cooking, right? And then when I went on my health journey, I started cooking healthier options. So he wanted me to write a recipe book. And I started it, and I really didn't start writing healthy options. I was putting down recipes that I know people would love. I would even post things on social media 10 years ago that I know people would love. The mac and cheese with the big cheese pull coming out of it, right? The steak with the glistening butter all over it, because that's what got the likes. That's what people wanted. And I looked at my book and I was like, I can't introduce this to the world. I can't do this. So I got back on the journey back in October. God instructed me, start writing your book, right? And I got into my office for 7 days. I started writing. And as I was writing the recipes, he's kept downloading more, downloading more. So I finished the book in 7 days and released it within 30 days. And it became a juice and smoothie book. Yes, it speaks about wellness in a way of biblical principles. It also speaks about, I'm in a corporate world and a lot of my peers, we come to work tired. I understand how hard it is for them to do what they do and try to maintain a home. And they feel like they need to sacrifice. It's either health or is either, a career. You don't have to sacrifice. You can do both. And matter of fact, if you are eating right, it's going to allow you to have longevity. It's going to give you clarity. It's going to allow you to thrive in what you're actually called to do.
Yeah.
So I put a lot of that in my book, but my book it's just juices and smoothies, but it's also interactive because I understand people's learning styles. Me being a corporate trainer for 4 years, I understand how people learn, right? So everyone doesn't just want to read a book or just look at a book with no photos. So it has, it has great illustration, but it also has QR codes for every single recipe. And you can literally scan the QR code and see a live and interactive video on how to create the recipe. So it's pretty engaging. I'm excited about it, and I'm getting great feedback, and I'm excited. I'm grateful.
That's super cool. I think it's interesting. 10 years ago, child. So when I started my blog, Raw Girl in a Toxic World, which is the reason why I'm sitting here today, it was in 2009. I heard God say start a blog, and I started it immediately. And here
Wow.
I am. Yeah. So we have
Wow.
a very similar as a parallel. But yeah, but I like I'm too scared. If I hear something, I do it immediately because I'm too scared. I'm like, what if I miss like my whole life? And apparently I would have missed my entire life because I wouldn't be sitting here right now, honestly.
Well, now I'm like that. Now listen, I'm tired of being disobedient. I want to walk in his calling.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love the QR codes. Can you give us a snippet slash preview of some of the biblical principles?
Yeah. I'll give you one. Guard your heart. For everything you do flows through it. Right. We learned that from Proverbs, but I've experienced it. In
Right.
2021 or 2022. No, I think it's about 2021. I experienced some heart conditions, some things going on with my heart.
Wow.
And it would just, I would wake up in the middle of the night and it felt like it was pounding out of my chest and I'm gasping for air. And I'm like, what's going on? So I eventually went to the doctor because it kept happening.
Oh my goodness.
They realized that they looked at my heart, found nothing. But
And
then a while after, I went to the doctor, got my labs, and they realized I had high cholesterol. So
wow.
what was happening is, all that bad fat was circling around my heart. It was destroying my heart. So
And
the doctor was like, make sure you're eating a green leafy vegetables. That's why I incorporated more smoothies, right? I incorporated more juicing. But I also went back for lab work again, and they discovered that I had the good cholesterol was high, right?
mm-hmm.
But the bad cholesterol was high. So now I'm eating good, but I'm still incorporating all these bad things in it, which means
Right.
I can't be mixing those things like that.
Right.
So I had to really get disciplined. I stopped eating cheese, right?
Right.
Not completely, but like really eliminated from my diet. The oils, anything fried, I was not consuming. I was eating chicken during that time. I would remove the skin from my chicken. Like I said, no, I got to get this right because if I need to guard my heart, which the word speaks about guarding your heart, for everything flows through it. Imagine you're having heart conditions. It affects your entire body. It affects the way you function. So I said, Lord, I got to really be disciplined in this. That's one of the biblical principles I addressed in the book because it's something that I experienced.
That is so interesting because just like we were just saying, it's kind of like people don't think about food. Like when we think about that verse, guard your heart, we always think about the emotional context, right? But like, yo, it's really real. Guard your
It's
heart.
real.
Like, stop eating stuff that's gonna give you heart disease. Like,
I
stop.
felt
Yo, that's crazy. No, that's really deep. I like that. I like that a
it.
lot. This is really cool. So, if y'all are listening, the book is interactive. It's really amazing. You can actually see a demo, which I really love. This is what I love about her book. I also love that I wrote the forward.
I
So,
was
you
about to
know,
say this. Yes, can we say this? First of all, I want to take the time to thank you for even writing the forward. Like
aw.
it meant a lot to me. I wanted my mom to write my forward. She wasn't paying attention to me, ignoring me. And then you came, I said, "Oh, this is way better than my mom. No, don't even do it." Yes, so I appreciate you writing my forward. Yeah, it really solidified a lot of things.
No problem. No problem. I had someone do the same for me on my amazing journey who I really respected, who was far along in her book writing career. So, it like the parallels between our journey and stuff, it was a bit uncanny. So I was like, let me help a sister out. You know what I'm saying?
And the world will know how we met. I don't know how we're gonna explain this to the world one day, but the world needs to understand how we met. That was God ordained.
That was definitely divine.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. For sure. So where can people find the book, purchase the book, and where can people follow you online?
Yeah. So they can go to nedrabryant.com. That is NED as in David RA Bryant BRYANT.com. And they can purchase the book on my website, and all my social media handles are Nedra's Faithful Kitchen. Faithful spelled with two L's at the end. because when people come into my kitchen, they say they don't just get full in a physical way, but they get full spiritually as well. So that's why we put faithful, spelled with 2 L's. So it's Nedra's Faithful Kitchen on Instagram and Facebook at this time.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, y'all. It is time to wrap up today's episode. I really hope that this conversation with Nedra Bryant inspired you to take a closer look at your lifestyle and explore the power of incorporating juices and smoothies to nourish your body and increase your nutritional input. Remember, small, consistent changes lead to big transformations, and your body will thank you for every small step you take toward better health. If you are looking for holistic, culturally responsive support on your wellness journey, my team and I at Staying Ageless Coaching are here to help. Check out our programs at stayingagelesscoaching.com to get expert guidance on balancing your hormones, reaching your body goals, and reclaiming your health naturally. As the Bible reminds us, now this is the scripture I was looking for, child, in the interview. The Bible reminds us in 1 Corinthians 10:23, everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. Just because we can eat or do certain things doesn't mean that they serve our highest good. So choose what nourishes your body, mind, and spirit. And that's a wrap for today's show. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. You can also connect with me on Instagram at TheRawGirl or visit therawgirl.com for more resources. Until next time, stay ageless.